Good evening, dear televiewers. Welcome to today's edition of the 6:30 p.m. newscast on My Media Prime Television. It is coming to you live from Douala, Cameroon, and with me, Macdella, Eyong. We begin today's edition of the newscast in the south region of Cameroon, where inhabitants have decried the scarcity of fuel. As they say, out of 9 filling stations in the city, just 1 operates full-time, and the other 8 have closed because of no fuel to provide for their clients. Catherine Ekongwe with details in the following report.
The seaside and tourist town of Kribi is experiencing a severe shortage of fuel. Out of 9 filling stations that exist in the city, just 1 operates full-time and the other 8 are closed. According to inhabitants of Kribi, the scarcity of fuel is as a result of price hikes that have been announced by the government.
La hausse des prix de carburant qui avait déjà été annoncée par le président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya, en décembre.
Since the announcement of the increase in price of some petroleum products by the President of the Republic, His Excellency President Paul Biya, in December, during his end-of-year speech to the nation, some filling stations started creating artificial scarcity to later sell when prices go up. This decision by some filling stations has brought a bad transmission of fuel in Kribi, because we notice that there are some filling stations with no fuel while others have enough fuel.
Ces stations d'essence n'ont pas de carburant alors que d'autres en ont à profusion.
This city dweller added that the local administrative authorities had promised to ensure every filling station has the precious liquids.
On s'est rapproché des autorités administratives locales qui nous ont dit que la distribution.
Local administrative authorities told us they will ensure that every filling station has fuel to give to the population of Kribi. But up to today, we notice that some filling stations don't still have fuel and are closing up because they can't provide fuel to their clients.
Se sont en train de mettre la clé sous le paillasson parce qu'elles ne peuvent pas livrer leurs clients.
It should be recalled here that the price of fuel and other petroleum products have increased in Cameroon following a communique signed by the Secretary General at the Prime Minister's office on January 31st, 2023, indicating that the price of super has increased from 630 francs to 730 francs. Gasoil will be sold at 720 francs, while the price of kerosene and cooking gas remain the same.
Kingmakers of Koba Village, a community in Meme Division, southwest region of Cameroon, have denounced the rejection of their choice for a new chief by the divisional officer of Konye subdivision, Ata Moses Ndeb. Island Sama reports.
The people of Koba community, led by the 9 kingmakers, after presenting their new chief to the divisional officer of Konye subdivision, Ata Moses Ndeb, were shocked to the core by his reaction. The administrator of Konye is said to have rejected the one chosen by the kingmakers of Koba, whom, according to a source who revealed to My Media Prime TV, wants to impose another individual as chief on the people of Koba. But the Koba community at home and abroad have blatantly refused the decision of the divisional officer of Konye subdivision, Ata Moses Ndeb, calling it nonsense. Nonetheless, all the 9 kingmakers of Koba Village, Konye subdivision of Meme Division, southwest region of Cameroon, demonstrated their dissatisfaction at the DO's interference in kingship matters by sitting on the floor at the Meme SDO's office in Kumba, now hosting the DO of Konye due to the ongoing armed conflict. However, the administration's authority to appoint traditional chiefs is offset by a preliminary process that ensures the local community's participation in naming its own chief. Note that the process involves a number of steps designed to ensure the candidate's folklore's legitimacy and to guarantee his recognition and roots in his community as the decree number 77/245 of 25 July 1977 on the organization of traditional chieftaincies in Cameroon.
After the launch of the 2023 budget in the Eastern region, the Ministry of Finance and Budget is holding a capacity-building workshop for actors in the public procurement sector in decentralized local authorities with a view to better implementing the budget of this year and to find new methods of financing. Dolly Ngonde reports.
These are actors of the public procurement sector attending the national workshop on the dissemination and exchange of the circular letter relating to the execution, monitoring and control of budget allocated for both rural and urban councils for the 2023 financial year. Representing the Minister of Finance, Louis-Paul Motaze, during the workshop was Sam Otiahe, who is in charge of missions at the ministry, and says so far the workshop has seen the sensitization of the participants with the hope of getting them acquainted with the necessary processes involved in the execution of their allocated budgets.
Les objectifs de cet atelier visent principalement à sensibiliser sur la lettre circulaire relative à l'exécution du budget des CTD. Et nous attendons d'eux qu'ils puissent maîtriser les procédures qui encadrent l'exécution du budget pour une exécution harmonieuse du budget des CTD au titre de l'exercice 2023. Les principales innovations dans cette circulaire visent d'abord au renforcement de la sécurisation des recettes du CTD, l'encadrement des procédures liées à la commande publique, à la comptabilité des matières, aussi principalement les dispositions réglementaires qui encadrent l'octroi des primes, des gratifications aux personnels des collectivités territoriales décentralisées.
The workshop, which has been attended by top prolific statespersons from the region, has also engaged decentralized local authorities as well as marketers from the region in a bid to facilitate the execution processes. Meantime, recommendations have also been made during the workshop on how to better the public market space.
Vous apporter à la mise en œuvre des projets de nos différentes collectivités, gage d'un développement économique et social qui contribuera à coup sûr à l'amélioration des conditions de nos populations.
From Betwa, it is previewed that a similar workshop will be held in other regions like Adamawa, amongst others.
After the public humiliation of the Fon of Tika by the Bamun people during his welcome speech to Sultan Nabil Njoya in Magba, west region of the country, both communities have reconciled and have urged their people to embrace peace. Details with Naivona.
Peace has been restored between the Bamuns and Tika people after what has been described as a public humiliation of the Fon of Tika by the Bamun people during his welcome speech to Sultan Nabil on February 3 in Magba, West Region of Cameroon. The reconciliation meeting, which took place February 7 at a neutral ground in Malantuan, resulted in a warm embrace between the Sultan of Fumban and the Fon of Tika, signifying forgiveness, reconciliation, and a call for peace and oneness amongst both communities. While addressing his subjects at the event, Sultan Nabil Njoya reminded his people of their shared historical and cultural ties with the Tika people, which to him will last forever.
Frères de sang de mon feu père sont des Tika directs.
Puyanka ni bin kun tuanget. Man se banga mi mun mun jeune li wa bu fan mana li shaban fond rifum.
Vous voyez donc ce qui est la coïncidence. Le nom que je porte c'est Fon Rifum.
Andi bondam aba boni montui.
Ceci n'est pas pour rien, il y a une raison particulière.
Cherche pour ça va me fana.
Il n'y a aucun problème entre les Tika et les Bamoun. Et ce problème n'existera jamais.
It should be noted the Bamuns and Tikas share a common ancestral lineage, as both are believed to have originated from Bankim. Their public misunderstanding on Friday, February 3, which resulted in the Bamuns brutalizing, undressing, and forcing the Fon of Tika to lie on his stomach, partially burning his palace and setting his car ablaze, is highly condemned by Cameroonians and the diaspora. Many, however, hope their reconciliation be sustainable in order to avoid future sagas and ensure the reign of peace and unity.
The list of candidates to sit in for the upcoming senatorial election is out without Fako's Mbelamoki Charles selected to represent Fako division. The city of Boye yesterday celebrated this announcement as the candidate is facing the possibility of a third mandate as senator. Our reporter Emanuela C. spoke to the one-time mayor of Boye immediately after his endorsement was approved by Elections Cameroon.
By such show of trust and confidence from the leadership of my party, the head of state and president of the republic, His Excellency Paul Biya. In doing so, I will want to thank the people of the region who constitute the constituency that I represent for extending their confidence on me as their sitting senator. I feel so touched by the measure of support I got from them. As you say, there were challenges. Others would have loved to get into the position of a senator that I have held for 2 mandates now. But it dawned on me that the outpouring of support and protection that I got from the people I represent was overwhelming, and there was no reason why I had to stay behind, and so I came out as their candidate.
Preparations are heightening for the celebration of this year's edition of the National Youth Day. However, very few Cameroonian youths are yet to have a clear understanding of the origins of Youth Day and its celebration on the 11th of February. And so that is why our reporter Eyong takes us down memory lane.
The National Youth Day is one of the ways the nation of Cameroon celebrates the unique significance of youth in the nation-building process. Yet, very few Cameroonians have a mastery of the origins of Youth Day, or why it is celebrated on the 11th of February, the date on which a plebiscite was held in the former British Southern Cameroons. Against all arguments that Youth Day was masterminded by Francophone leaders, the National Youth Day was in fact an initiative of West Cameroon. It was introduced initially to replace its National Day, which prior to reunification was celebrated every 26th of October. In 1962, less than 1 year after gaining independence by joining French Cameroon, West Cameroon's Prime Minister at the time, John Foncha, proposed the dedication of West Cameroon's National Day to its youth, a proposal which went into force the same year. On October 26, 1962, the first Youth and Sports Day was organized in West Cameroon. In a letter addressed to all senior district officers of the administrative divisions in West Cameroon, the Ministry of Education reaffirmed the government's transformation of the National Day to Youth and Sport Day to be celebrated every October 26. Activities during the celebration consisted of reading of the Prime Minister's speech, a march past by school children, athletic competitions, cultural displays, among others. By the end of 1963, Foncha's government announced its plan to dedicate the plebiscite day to its youth. October 26 was discarded and Youth Day was henceforth celebrated on 11 February, as confirmed in a letter signed by the Prime Minister's secretary. The first Youth and Sport Day held on February 11 and 12, 1964 in Bamenda and Boye in the presence of over 200 dignitaries from East Cameroon, excluding President Amadou Ahidjo. By 1966, the federal government of Cameroon had adopted the West Cameroonian event and raised it to a national public holiday. And since then, Cameroon's National Youth Day is celebrated every 11th February, occupying a privileged position in the order of national holidays.
Many thanks to you, John Gong, for compiling that report. And still in line with the Youth Day celebration, in view of the 57th edition of the Youth Day celebrations on Saturday, February 11th, 2023, primary and secondary schools in Bonge subdivision, Meme division of the country in the southwest region have engaged in socio-cultural competitions that will grace the D-Day. Julian Dambi reports.
The week leading to Youth Day in Cameroon, the 11th of February, is always very exciting for pupils and students as they get to engage in activities like dance, singing and cultural competitions amongst their peers from various schools. These are pupils and students in Bonge, situated some 48 kilometers from Kumba, Meme division of the southwest region, gathered for singing and dancing competition in view of the 57th edition of Youth Day celebration come Saturday, 11th of February 2023. It is said that it is from these competitions that will determine which schools will be choosing to take part in the various competitions that will grace the Youth Day. These competitions always comprises of march past, dance, culture, singing, handball and football games for various divisions nationwide. Also, the songs sung by the pupils and students revolve around the theme of the 2023 edition of Youth Day celebration, that is, youth, moral, civic, and entrepreneurial rearmament, a guarantee for discipline in building a united and prosperous Cameroon.
The month of February is observed as Low Vision Awareness Month. The health campaign seeks to encourage sufferers on the need for regular eye checkup as well as the dangers of low vision in a bid to reduce blindness and global financial burden. Bokengo Nkemia Worthy tells us more in the following report.
The eyes are organs of the visual system that provides living organisms with vision and the ability to perceive and process visual detail, as well as enabling independent visual response. However, an estimated 2.2 billion people suffer from vision impairment around the world, borne by age-related macular degeneration, cataracts, diabetes, uncorrected refractive errors, glaucoma, as well as underlying conditions such as cancer of the eye, albinism, brain injury, inherited disorder of the eyes like retinitis pigmentosa, amongst others, bearing different forms including central vision loss, peripheral vision loss, night blindness, blurry or hazy vision, and more. Data from the World Health Organization states visual impairment poses an enormous global financial burden and is the leading cause of blindness worldwide, with more of its sufferers being persons aging between 50 and above. It should be borne in mind that visual loss can affect anyone, regardless of age, ethnicity, and has no cure. Seeking to raise awareness regarding low vision every month of February, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention states sufferers are encouraged to practice the acclaimed 20-20-20 rule by looking away every 20 minutes at 20 feet in front of themselves for 20 seconds in a bid to reduce eye strain, as well as eat healthy, maintain healthy weight, manage blood pressure, quit smoking, make regular checkup at the hospital a priority so as to help reduce prevalence of visual impairment worldwide, as well as the estimated global financial burden of $411 billion worldwide.
And in sports, Cameroon MTN Elite 1 and 2 Championship Round 2 resumes this weekend in stadia across the national territory. There is also the FIFA Club World Cup semi-final clash between Al Ahly of Egypt and Real Madrid as we get more from the following report. Having rested for a short while, Elite 1 and 2 Championship is set to resume this Sunday, February 12, 2023 for the second phase. Defending champions of the MTN Elite 1 Kotong Sport of Garoua were in action against Renaissance of Ngomo in a delayed matchday 12 clash at the Nguai Kele Stadium this past Sunday. The Cottonites recorded a 1-0 win and Shan star Ramses Ndongfak scored the lone goal to take Kotong Sport top of Group A. Elite 2 games, on the other hand, have been programmed for this weekend in stadia across the national territory. As it stands, Victoria United of Limbe are top of the classification table with 22 points. Elite 2 side Rangers FC of Bafut have appointed former coach of Aigle Royal of Kongsumba Meive Gwegom as new head coach of the club. He replaces Tama Wango, who also joined the club midway into the current season. Coach Meive's first task will be at home to bottom side Tonnerre Kalara Club in Bamenda. The Bafut boys punished the Kalara boys 2-0 in the reserved fixture, courtesy of a brace from current Elite 2 top scorer Kache Boris Fon. Away from that, an exciting confrontation between Real Madrid and Al Ahly semi-final of the FIFA Club World Cup will take place tonight at 8 p.m. Al Ahly of Egypt will host the nail-biting last four clash between two of the world's biggest football institutions and an opportunity for 8-time winners Real Madrid to campaign for a 9th title against 10-time CAF Champions League holders Al Ahly.
Of the semi-final of the 2022 edition of the FIFA Club World Cup. This time around it's going to be the world's biggest, Real Madrid, to face Africa's finest, arguably one of the world's best, Al Ahly of Egypt. Both sides have sent their representatives to meet the media 24 hours before that big game out here at the Mohamed Abdallah Stadium. Al Ahly have had a wonderful ride in this competition, winning their first game by 3-0 against Auckland City and dispatching Seattle Sounders 1-0. Real Madrid entered this competition for the first time on Wednesday. It will be their first outing given that they are the European Champions League. We're only supposed to get into this competition at the level of the semi-final. The fans of world football, the fans of African football, the fans of European football are quite excited, and all eyes are focused out here in Rabat, waiting for Wednesday when this ball bounces on the field of play for these two great teams to show what they are made of.
The winner of this fixture will face Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal in the final on Saturday, while the losers go for a third-place campaign. Al Ahly are drawn against Cameroon's Kotong Sport of Garoua, Al Hilal of Sudan, and the Mamelodi Sundowns in this season's CAF Champions League. They will get into the competition just after the FIFA Club World Cup. That was it for today's edition of the news, supervised by Editor-in-Chief Faith Tata, produced by Ewane Nolinga, and presented by me, Macdella Eyong. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching.